In Luke 5:16, it says, "So he himself often withdrew into the wilderness and prayed." Boundaries are not avoidance, they are renewal. When I used to work for a retail pharmacy, one of the big chains, I would always get these texts on my day off, these calls on my day off, "Can you come in?" And I always felt that I had to, that I was obligated to come in. So instead of taking my days off and resting, I was instead going to work when they were short-staffed, and I didn't live close to this pharmacy for most of the time that I was an employee. It would take me time to get there. We have to have boundaries. We have to protect our peace. We have to be able to rest. But if we're always going to work when they're calling us in, if we're always jumping when people call us, then we're never going to have that protected time. We're never going to have that time to rest. We're never going to have that time of renewal. And Jesus knew this, so he withdrew to the wilderness to pray. He needed to pray. He needed to be in communication with God. He needed to renew himself because there were people who wanted his attention. His disciples wanted his attention. The people wanted him to heal them. He had all this going on, and he took time to rest. We see when they're on the boat in the storm that Jesus is in the boat resting. He is sleeping. He is taking care of his body. And the storm is going on, and he is sleeping in the midst of the storm. And the disciples are like, "Lord, are you going to let us die here?" But Jesus was in control of the storm. Jesus knew what was going to happen, and Jesus knew nothing was going to happen to them as long as they were in his presence. And that's what needs to happen to us. We need to get into the presence of God and allow ourselves to be renewed and refreshed. We need to get into his word. We need to spend time in his presence. We need to make sure that we are taking time to physically rest as well. And we have to have boundaries with people. Between these and these times, you're not going to bother me. And we have to be able to learn to say no. No is a complete sentence. As Christians, we do not have to run when people ask us for help. We have to have boundaries in place and allow ourselves to have space, to have a time of renewal, and to guard our peace